What's up? So, had a nice couple days off, back at work today, and I kind of have a couple thoughts going through my head. So, hopefully I can say them in a coherent fashion because I haven't really rehearsed this too much in my head or anything, and hopefully I can remember all my points. Um where do I start? Okay, so today I cut this girl's hair. I'll just start from the I'll just add every detail, I guess. That's the easiest way to do this. I kind of hate talking on camera. Um, so today I cut this girl's hair named Athena, and every Athena I've ever known personally has been completely beautiful and funny. So I don't know what it is about that name, but that's just my experience. I would feel very sorry for an ugly Athena, just put it that way. So anyway, I was cutting Athena's hair, and she goes to school in Santa Cruz. Every time she comes home to visit, she gets a haircut with me, and she has the most amazing hair. So anyway, I was like, so what are you doing for Easter? And I wasn't expecting her to say much about Easter because her name is Athena. And so in my head, not knowing anything about Greece or I don't know much. I'm not very worldly. I'm worldly in the Jehovah's Witness sense, but not the way every other person means it. So I was like, okay, so what are you doing for Easter? Do you have plans for Easter? And she was like, of course I have plans. I'm Greek. And I was like, oh, well, what do Greek people do for Easter? And her 75-year-old aunt is having 250 people over with like a fucking roasted lamb and shit, and I don't know, it sounded like an amazing party that she's going to for Easter. And I just feel rather gypped with Easter, honestly. I mean, this is just like a sidebar. I have been like completely perplexed about Easter because growing up I just saw Easter as a pagan holiday because of the egg and the bunnies and the fertility, and I thought it was a pagan thing. I didn't really know. I mean, I kind of knew it had something to do with Jesus, but just like Christmas, I just thought that like it was just a pagan holiday that they transformed into a Christian holiday just to like brainwash the people, because that's how it was always explained to me. And so as an adult, trying to celebrate Easter has always been rather exhausting because to me, I don't get the same joy out of it as Christmas. And my daughter, well, for one thing, my oldest daughter has been promising she'd watch The Passion of the Christ with me for like the past 5 years, but her stupid friends have birthdays around this time of year, plus it's spring break, so she's always out doing things. So this is the 5th year in a row I'm going to watch The Passion of the Christ by myself, which is fine. I just want to watch it with her, and 5 years is a long time to be put on hold about watching a movie. And as far as my youngest daughter is concerned, she loves fucking Easter egg hunting, which turns into an all-day event because she wants to do it over and over again. And so that is just not that much fun for me. And I don't like all the candy. And whenever I get her an Easter basket, she like dislikes 80% of what's in it. So it's just never that fun of a holiday, in my opinion. So she's telling me about her Greek Orthodox Christmas, and I'm like, okay, I get it. That's so much more badass. That I can see why that would be a favorite holiday. Totally. That's all awesome. And the Jehovah's Witness memorial. Okay, so this brings me to my point here. Well, let me also tie in, Steven Crowder is going to come into this. This is all going to loop around and connect, okay? Catholics just seem so much more like badass than Protestant types. And again, I just said I'm not worldly. So maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just that my experience on this planet, I feel like Catholics bring it to the table. so to speak. And Protestants, well, it's like watching Steven Crowder today, and his wife or former wife or estranged wife, I don't really know what their status is. And I've never really watched Steven Crowder that much, because to me he's just like a dude for other dudes. So I don't really care that much. I thought some of his bits were funny. I liked the stuff he did at college campuses and stuff like that. But then this like whole video comes out with his wife, which is just like, how did this video get out there? I immediately thought that. But for whatever reason, Pearl was talking about it today. And I guess she and Candace Owens have different takes about like the damning evidence against Steven Crowder with his wife. And maybe they're Catholic, I don't know, but that argument just seemed so Protestant to me, you know, like she's sitting there like, well, I really love you, but I want to take the car to the store. And he's like, I don't know. I mean, it was like a stupid argument, and there was just no passion to it, you know? Like, you know, my mom was raised Catholic, and she turned Jehovah's Witness, and I think maybe that's why she can't warm up to it too much. She keeps it at such a distance. But it's like, okay, my dad was raised Jehovah's Witness, and his mom could never host maybe even 3 people. She would have an anxiety attack, you know? Let alone 250 people at 75 years old. Like, that's having passion to me. That is. You know, like, when my parents fought, my dad kind of seemed Catholic. Like, he didn't. Because he wouldn't have it out with my mom. He would just give her the silent treatment, but he would be punitive. Like, one time, he didn't like her mom at all, which I do respect him for that. And one time she went to go see her mother and he didn't want her to, and he let her know he didn't want her to, and she went anyway, and so while she was gone, he canceled her credit cards, and she was stranded in the airport at one point for 2 days. It couldn't buy anything, which is mean. That's fucked up to do to someone. And then what does she do in return in these types of scenarios? Well, she just quit speaking to the entire family for like at least a month. So to me, they handle that very Protestant, and Catholic people would fucking have it out, you know? That's just my perceptions of things. You know, like, I kind of feel like even though I'm not Catholic, I kind of raised my daughter as a Catholic, you know? Like, today I was working with one of her friends, and this friend is so concerned about, like, you know, she's 23, dating a bisexual dude, so what the fuck is that? And works at a, you know, kind of a popular restaurant around here, but she doesn't realize how mediocre it is because she's only 23. And, you know, so she's trying to be in the nightlife scene or whatever. So she won't do what my daughter did, which I was like, oh, you don't know how to do hair? Go work at fucking Great Clips before you start asking me questions. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's the way a Catholic handles something. Like, you need to give more than I'm giving you as your mentor. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this girl, I actually had to tell her today, you're not doing this enough. You need to commit more. And that you're not going to get better at this until you do. You're going to stay right where you are, which is like paralyzed with fear. Unless you go fucking work at a chop shop. Go fucking cut hair. And don't ask me for help until you do that, basically. And to me, that's how Catholic's energy is. And my mom said that, like, when she was growing up, the Catholic Church scared her. She thought the Catholic Church was scary. And fuck yeah, that's awesome. I think that's cool. I like that. And I think, and it's beautiful. So it's funny to have such a powerful energy. And it's funny how many people over the years I've talked about who talk shit about how grandiose Catholic churches are. And it's just like, okay, well, Protestants are grandiose in that they think they're rewarded with riches. So I don't know. I mean, I just feel like the way I judge things is, to me, Steven Crowder's fight seemed very Protestant. You know, his wife is like declaring her love and barely showing it irritation, but showing her belly button. You know, like it just seems weird to me. And then he's there like trying to be like, I know I said a cuss word, but I didn't mean it like that. And to me, that's just, I don't know. That's so Protestant. And on top of that, the Jehovah's Witness Jesus this year looks like Steven Crowder. What more can I tell you? That's all I got for today.